volume slightly. I think the sound effects were a little too loud, but lowering sound effects here didn't seem to affect the battle sounds. And as for my ship designer, we need to assign our next bit of research. So, we don't want to go too far into kinetic, even though we have got tons of durantium, because Mass Effect knows we're going into kinetic and will build the appropriate counter. So he actually had some vessels with chaff, he had some vessels with beam defense. So I'm not really sure which direction I should go in, but this guy definitely wants to get out of here. He's a real hero. He's down to 19 hit points. If he can run back to the safety of the rest of the fleet, he definitely deserves to heal up. Alright, so it's our turn again. This guy definitely wants to run away. This guy wants to see if he can be upgraded. Command, upgrade, our upgrade options. We do have enough gold to do this. We can get the smallest boost to our weapons here. Beam weapons. This would consume some of our durantium, but would let him pack a decent kinetic punch. Alright, let's do that. Do a quick upgrade there. And, well, we can do this while Massive Effects is thinking. So we'll turn the turn over. Why isn't this guy moving? He needs to run away. But now that we have some more defensive weapons, maybe new design, we'll make another gunship-sized boat and equip that with, let's see, well, one hyperdrive module. Having only one movement is definitely not what we want. But defenses, oh, we don't have any new defenses yet. Alright, cancel this. Let's have a look at the tech tree. I think I really do need to. So we have defensive systems, or do we? We don't. Okay, so we never picked that up. Let's pick that up right now. We at least want to get the option to build out point defense. Well, we want deflectors, chaff, and hull plating on some of our ships there. And Massive Effects is saying there's a discrepancy between what he sees on his screen and what's on my screen. If we go, I'm not sure which value he's referring to. Let's look at diplomacy. Somewhere where I see a 19. He sees a 21, or vice versa. Helium for targeting systems, Promethean for life support, and Durantium for kinetics. Okay, so it's on hit points. So I guess every turn I gain some hit points. So that's probably what that's all about. On Massive Effects screen, he sees that this ship has 19 hit points. On my screen, apparently it had said 21 hit points. Now it says 20 hit points. I really have no idea what that's all about. So that's out of my fleet range. Is that the same for this guy as well? Does the scout really... It's okay, so we don't actually have to worry about too much war yet, because most of these guys don't have the life support modules to actually get within range to fight. Meanwhile, Dallas has used up all of its spaces. We've built out that entertainment center, so we've got some good approval. Let's get to work on some economic stimulus. I don't think I really need to push my cultural borders to sheer. Meanwhile, we should send someone to do some scouting somewhere. I guess we can go down this way. We only have one move now that we've upgraded this guy to a kinetic attack. maybe that wasn't the best plan. I suppose he can just guard like the starbase or something. Because with such limited movement, he's not terribly useful. Now, I'm guessing that starbases don't extend our range. Our range is 12, New Iconia. If I click on this guy, my range looks like it's being hashed out to about here. Okay, so the starbases do extend our range, which means if I do want to start getting aggressive with Mass Effect, I could drop like a military starbase right here. That would also lock up the thulium if I need it later. I haven't had any use for my current thulium, but you never know. So we can drop a starbase right here, maybe with influence, an influence generating starbase with a military stat boost. That'll provide range support for our ships, and then we can start knocking down these planets. I mean, we don't have any of the planetary invasion stuff. Thunder showers, is that for tonight? Oh, there's lightning. Nice. You scared of lightning? Okay, so good to know, both planets and starbases provide support for your ships that have limited range. The range on our scout here is 31, whereas these guys 12 and 12. We'll get these guys to group up. With 12 range, we can definitely harass these guys here. We want more intel as well. Mass Effect wants us to see the victory screen, if that's different. So with 6% towards the influence victory and 3% towards the technology victory. The conquest victory means I must defeat massive effects, the EOR here, maybe take back our homeland. That's our turn again. And this guy is slowly healing, 1 hit point per turn. That's kind of brutal. Let's push forward to here. We'll group these guys up as a fleet. So these guys have a lot of kinetic damage and defense. I guess we may as well group everyone up, although this guy is our best scout. Once we have defense systems up, we'll play around with the ship designer again and see if we can get a nice ship profile going that has a good mix of attack and defense. I wish I had a source of antimatter somewhere. And do I want to start picking up some of these less habitable worlds, like maybe building out... Oh, we need to decide our technology, but building out a colony, building out a shipyard over here, we could bring in production from, let's see. So this shipyard is being fed, sponsored by Arcturus and New Iconia. If we dropped a shipyard here, we would be fed by Dallas and Maragus. And then the shipyard there could build a colonizer that we could sell Maragus 3. That seems like a good plan. Alright, let's get to work on a shipyard. Or perhaps Dallas might want to build the shipyard. It would be right next to the pirates though. Alright, anyway, in any case, we need to choose our next tech. We were researching some improved weapons. May as well finish that out. And these guys will go and meet up. And Massive Effects wants to know if this is going over to YouTube. I think this is pretty interesting. There has been some dead time, which is fine. I don't think anyone has posted any videos for multiplayer, so I think at least from a curiosity standpoint. I'm sure there are lots of people wondering what multiplayer in GalCiv3 looks like. So I'll go and post this over to YouTube for sure. Although I don't know if we'll be able to finish this game tonight. We can definitely play for another couple hours, and we'll see how far we can get with that. Now, do I want to improve my weapons even further, or start getting some defense, or go down the planetary invasion line? Well, let's see. Illyrium defense shield. So those are both planetary defending things. Let's go a little further down here. Let's grab... These are all cost reduction options. Grab some point defense. And sure, let's have all of these guys group up. And would we heal faster within friendly territory? Well, we'll keep on scouting anyways. We should be able to run away from most of the other ships. The Your Scouts seem to have 2 extra movement. I'm not sure if it's because Massive Effects put some extra modules on the Your ship, or if it's some sort of a unique faction ability. Let's have a look at the government screen. We're losing some credits per turn. 8 billion credits per turn. I think I'm happy with this current split. Let's have a look at our planets. Now we're still building out a whole bunch of stuff. A bunch of Xeno factory upgrades are going here. Basic factories. Economic stimulus. Factories everywhere. We probably want to build out science somewhere. Would we get a bonus from this planet? I really should decide. Maybe turn this planet into a research planet. Yeah, we could put down a nice diamond of research labs here. That might be the way to go. Or the Thulium Data Archive. Put the data archive here, and then put a bunch of research labs all around. So archive here, and then with the archive, boost them all to level 2. That might be okay, although we don't really have the production to support that. Alright, so we've got an idle ship. What's our shipyard currently producing? A kinetic guy, which I don't really need right away, so let's switch that over to favor building planetary ships for now. But we'll keep this on high research. And then this guy slowly building his hit points back up. And apparently we can't join up as a fleet here. Alright, well, I'll use the Cloud 1 to guard the creator ship. And we've got the meeting of the United Planets. We've got a whole bunch of neutral factions, including this crazy slug looking guy. What do we want to do? We're voting for who should be chair. We will, of course, vote for ourselves. And who won that? Is there a log? Well, click over here. United Planets. I have more population. I guess it's because my population is growing organically, whereas if Massive Effects wants more population, he has to specifically build that up, and the robots need to assemble their population, is my understanding. It's a specific construction project on each of their planets. So we've got the lion's share of the galaxy's population. Let's see, technology-wise, choose a tech. Let's start going down over towards planetary invasion. So militarization. And an idle ship here. Push forward to there, get those guys grouped up and defending each other. And then we can drop a starbase. A forward military starbase. Maybe it'll push some culture as well. I like that plan. But what we should do is build out a quick scout to have a look through here. Let's see if we can build a superior scout. If I go over to new design, I'll take one of these tiny guys. Maybe this hull profile looks pretty cool. Definitely gives me the impression of speed. We only have one module here. If we had researched better modules, we could probably get better speed, but we gave them all 2 hyperdrive modules that get some 3 movement. That's not really very impressive. What about scanning? What do I want for that? So our range on this guy, ship range is 12.6. Reinforced hull, field stasis, life support. Boosts our range, but that's too much mass. Alright, so cancel that. We'd have to use one of the larger profiles. So new design. Let's use the cutter hull shape. Or a small starter, what's that all about? Alright, we'll use this thing. I guess that's for when you want to modify that on your own, just the cosmetic appearance. Adjusting the equip. Alright, so a whole bunch of movement there, and then a bunch of life support. Our sensor range is only 2, which isn't great. Defenses, modules, navigational sensors, life support. And so that uses up almost everything. We'll have to remove one of the moves. So now 4 movement, that's not bad. We've got life support for a range of 18, which might be enough to do some good work. Toss on some navigational sensors. We could put that right at the front of the ship. Oh, is that overmass again? Does seem to be overmass. Alright, well, let's cancel that for now since it's probably our turn again. Sorry about all of that, Mass Effect. Research. Choose new research tech. Let's get a boost to soldiering. Meanwhile, these guys. Right to the border, I'd say. And then yeah, let's get a shipyard going. Crater. Construct a starbase. And that pushes back some of the influence here. Idle ship. The cloud can hang out here for now while he heals up. We'll hide within the starbase. Manage the starbase. We could grab a culture ring or a defense ring. So this is going to boost all of our attacks if someone were to attack the starbase. This boosts the attacks for ships within range. Is that how that works? That sounds pretty useful. Or we could push culture. Let's go for the military ring. Well, first of all, let's leave the screen. Is that going to be within range to deal significant damage? No, let's do a culture ring. So this guy already has some damage. He's increasing the range on all of our ships. So let's just start pushing influence. We'll build that module out, and then we could build out starbase defense as well. Ooh, a railgun rack. That sounds pretty awesome. Alright, so that all seems fine. Alright, what's our influence look like here? 65% for us, so we're definitely pushing in. Although the borders do look relatively stable. If I were to click on this, does it tell me how much culture I'm spreading? Seems so. But now these guys have enough range that they can delve into enemy territory up to here. Even with, despite the fact that they only have, what's our range? I guess if I have to look at the ships independently. Sensor range, logistics, they're both short-range ships. Ship details. Moves 1, ship range is 12.6, so they're definitely short range. But they can definitely go and harass these planets, do some exploring over here. So we're losing income per turn. Do I want to spend some time building out a cargo ship? I guess I don't know where any of the minor factions are yet, so that's not really going to work. Got a lush world back there, level 9 and a level 8. Would it be safe? I mean, these pirates here are going to make us a bunch of trouble. Would it be safe to build out a starbase here? Probably not. Building out a starbase here would be fine, and then that would be a good distance to put out 2 more colonizers to grab these 2 planets. Level 8 and level 9 are both fine, and then in turn they could go and build out a bunch of factories, population, and feed production to the starbase. But I don't know if we need to. We probably need that much long-term planning. Go look at the victory screen. We've got some influence being pushed. The diplomacy screen. The Yor are 1 point ahead of us on civilization power. If we mouse over that, does that give us any indication as to how that's being calculated? So we're first on military, second on economic, second on tech. We definitely want to get some more tech rolling. If I go, I think it was Dallas. No, that's not it. Where do I have space? Hey Stardock, welcome to the stream. Here we're playing our first multiplayer game. It's a 1v1, the Iconians versus the Yor. Will the creators win, or will their sentient children win? Unfortunately, we only have we've got a lot of Duratanium, or Durantium, but nothing else. So the Yor have been building ships that have a lot of kinetic defense, and we haven't been able to take advantage of that. Alright, so let's just hang out at our forward military starbase for now. These guys aren't going to be the best scout ships because they only have the 1 movement. We're trying to get our economic game in order and up our science per turn as well. So let's go back and look at our cities. I don't think we need to do any tourism. Well, that would boost our income. That might be the way to go. Alright, what's our population looking like? Our approval's not great. Let's go and build out a entertainment center after the Xenofactories. And since we're not in a position to push militarily, let's switch this over to maximum planetary production, or near maximum. And I'm not going to be invading planets urgently, so let's dial back the research, maybe over to 50-50. We do have enough of a stockpile in our treasury to run that deficit. Alright, so planetary invasion, 6 turns. I think what I need is more movement. Extended sensor range, environmental support. Alright, fine, let's go and pick up some more ship movement. I don't think... Well, should I try to invade these planets? Let's see, what sort of defense do they have? This guy's got some sort of a planetary shield or something. This icon suggests that it won't be as easy. He's got 3 ships defending. This guy's got no ships defending. Okay, so until I have a fleet to take down those ships there, I'm not going to rush getting the planetary invasion technology. Let's grab interstellar travel so that the 2 ships here can move more than 1 tile at a time. They'll just hang out in this forward starbase for now. But I do need some sort of a scout ship to get a good scout off on your territory. Massive Effects, who's playing the Yor, did get his scout into at least around New Iconia, our capital, and I don't know if they've got a ship hidden back here somewhere or if it was destroyed by pirates. I haven't seen any of his ships running around recently. But I also didn't actively destroy the ship. Unless that was a ship that my main scout here, the Cloud 1, destroyed, and he was just coming back to his own territory. Alright, so it's our turn again. Meanwhile, while we wait for... Oh, is the Cloud fully healed now? Okay, so that's the hit points on this guy. If we look at the ship details... hit points... 50 out of 100. Alright, we'll just keep on hanging out here. And I'll also see if our hit points heal faster when we're within A, friendly territory, or B, a starbase. So, go look at this guy again. When it's our turn, we'll see if we've got more than 51 hit points. How are our planets doing? They're still very slowly building out all of their base buildings. Alright, after we get interstellar travel, or perhaps right now, let's switch that over to more production. I want to finish all of those buildings, so we're still going to be pumping some research, maybe 9 points into research, that seems fine. 12% of our production, and that's interstellar travel, still 1 turn, that'll be fine. Alright, and that should speed up a lot of our buildings. 2 turns on that Xenofactory upgrade. Basic factories, Xenofactories. Alright, this seems good. Although, rather than economic stimulus, maybe this guy should be pumping science. Do I have the option to do that? No, it's either economic or cultural. And... is that Arcturus? No. It was... Dallas. I guess Dallas could pump culture. That might not be bad. There's not anything that I really want to swallow up here, though. We'll keep that on the economic boost. Alright, so it's our turn again. Let's have a look at how many hit points we're healing per turn. Ship details, 56 hit points. So, I don't know if it's because we're stationary, because we're within our own territory, or because we're inside of the starbase, but we are healing those hit points back a little faster than we were previously. And we are under attack here. Our starbase and some interceptors. Well, that's not good. This is one of our mining starbases, is it? We got 2 interceptors, and that's because of one of our racial traits. We get some bonus defenses, but we are outnumbered here. We're being attacked by pirates. Seriously? Alright, well, we'll just quick battle that. If they destroy our mining base, that'll be really bad. I guess I shouldn't have quick battled that because I wanted to see what the resolution was. We still own the base, so I guess that worked out in our favor. Alright, well, that's a good way to deal with pirates. It looks like... we do want to build up some of our army. It'd be nice if we could get rid of these guys. Maybe Dallas, instead of working on the economic stimulus. So if I were to cancel this, how much would my net income drop by? Let's work on a shipyard. Oh, so we go into the negative there. We lose 14 billion credits per turn, which is, well, actually that's more like 16 billion credits per turn. But a shipyard is only going to take 6 turns to produce. It's a desert planet, so I think the social manufacturing contributes to the shipyard. And then we'll be able to send production from these planets, build out some more colonizers, and go and grab these 2 decent planets as well. That seems like a reasonable plan. I am worried about these pirates, but if we just took care of most of their fleet, it might be safe to build out a shipyard over here. Hey GalCiv3, welcome to the stream. Massive Effects, we are not being hosted at the moment. If whoever is controlling the Stardock account is still here, which looks like they just dropped in briefly, so we can't ask them for a host. But that would certainly be nice of them, if they would. Alright, so we finished the extra range tech, interstellar travel, interstellar specialization, an extra move for everyone. I definitely want that. So we'll grab hyperdrive specialization and have a look at our ship designer. A new design. We don't have any larger hull setups. Let's go for the gunboat and see. So we have more hyperdrive options. This guy is only a slight increase in mass, but a whole extra move. Thrusters, more maneuverable in battle. And then we've got 5 moves. The prototype hyperdrive. If we wanted to scout, we can use up one of our Prometheans there, I believe. Is that right? So this thing requires some Promethean, well spent. So now we've got 7 moves on this guy, which is really good. We want to give him some extra range. So life support, environmental support is life support plus 6. Ship range plus 9 versus plus 6. So let's grab environmental support. We'll grab some improved sensors. Sensor range 3 versus sensor range 2. Throw that on. And prototype survey. I guess if we're out there, we can also investigate some ruins. So the surveyor would be good. We still have mass to play with. Maybe even more movement. Do I have enough to go double prototype hyperdrive? Or a hyperdrive plus 9 movement? Ooh, we'd have a lot of movement. Ship range 22. Okay, so this guy's just going to be going and hunting down... oh man, that's awesome with those massive engines on the back. And this guy's just going to go and hunt down ruins, I guess, and do some quick scouting, but mostly we'll be running away. Alright, I like that. Let's save this guy, and we'll call him the Intrepid. That actually sounds really good. And no weapons, so classifying him as support works as well. Let's go over at our shipyard here. We just finished out that guy, so it's the perfect time to work on our Intrepid. Is he not on the list? Didn't I save that? I guess I didn't click save. How irritating. Alright, well, my fault. Let's, that didn't take too long to build out. New design. Grab gunboat and equip him with a hyperdrive, a prototype hyperdrive, environmental support, a prototype surveyor, and interstellar sensors. Oh, I guess we have to place this. That's why it didn't let us save. Apparently we can't do them both. How about navigational sensors? That might be too heavy. Okay, so the surveyor might be nice. I guess 9 movement is pushing it. We can ditch the hyperdrive plus. And because I do want some decent sensors on this, as this is a scout ship. Although, rather than... Okay, so what's our current sensor range? 8. That's pretty significant. Interstellar sensors, prototype surveyor. Is that double alright, so I don't know if we need 12 movement. That sounds outrageous. Hyperdrive plus. Save. Is it here now? I don't see that on the list. Alright, so sorry for the long term here, Massive Effects, but I want to build out a Super Scout, but for some reason I'm having some trouble doing that. So let's go Gunboat and equip that with a prototype hyperdrive. Let's keep it simple. Add on a lot of range there, maybe, and then the sensors. May as well add the surveyor pod. Okay, so those huge radar dishes are for the surveyor. And then maybe just give him more life support. 7 moves is pretty good. Alright, double environmental support. And then maybe just 1 hyperdrive plus, 2 heavy. Smaller hyperdrive. Right, so I don't know why this won't save. That's really weird. Oh, or is it just being saved as M2? Okay, so they just weren't named Intrepid. I see my confusion here. So this guy has got 8 moves, or 9 moves, versus 9 versus 8. I think I like the first one the best. So let's delete these guys. And can I rename this guy? Use design. Options. Done. Ship designer. Where's the rename option? Alright, well, in any case, we'll build this guy out even if he doesn't have the name we want. That's a huge construction time, but that's mostly because the governor is set to building planetary improvements. So let's switch that over, lean that towards about 50-50. And now what sort of a build time do we have? 2 turns. Alright, idle colony here, New Iconia has finished building out the factories. If we want to boost our population, we are hitting our population limit, so let's build out a quick Xeno farm. And then idle ship here. This guy's just got kinetic weapons. He'll go and guard against the pirates, maybe. Yeah, where are the pirates? Down here. Alright, let's just head over in this direction. Alright, sorry for the long turn there, Massive Effects. Mass Effects does have a small interceptor out here, probably doing a bit of scouting on us. Our fleet, by and large, is too slow to chase that guy down. If I were to look at this unit, how many hit points does he have right now? I could upgrade him. My options for that are none. Let's have a look at this. We got the defense system and the culture ring. And we are pushing our cultural influence, I would think. Alright, let's have a look at how we're doing on score. Ooh. Massive Effects with the Yor has jumped way ahead on score. Military power, we've fallen behind there too. That's kind of scary. Alright, so maybe we need to switch over back to, well, definitely ship production. I don't know if we can keep on running this deficit. But technology-wise, yes, we want the additional movement. So let's get some more tech down. Flip that over to the middle, perhaps. Got an idle colony here. We got that farm out and ancient ruins. I think we want to build out some research labs. And then, how many ships are protecting this planet? 3 ships defending, no ships defending. If we went and attacked this guy, they would kill our scout ship in turn, most likely. So this guy's safe where he is, unless we want to be suicidal with our units. Which we might. Let's see. Let's see if we're fully healed first. 75 out of 100, alright. So we'll wait at least until we're fully healed, unless a compelling opportunity presents itself. And I guess we'll group up our fleet for now. That'll do. So there's a graphs tab that I can be looking at. Ah, I gotcha. For some reason our score dropped. Did we lose something important? We still have our mining star bases. We still have our planets. Our approval is not so great. We might want to do something about that. Power. Although Massive Effects does have a frowny face. And does that mean some of his planets might want to flip? Alright, how is our scout doing? Survey ship is ready. We'll go and eject him there. We'll swing by some of these artifacts. Space junk on our way out to explore the rest of the galaxy. Or is intel more important? I think the intel is more important, so we'll leave that. Although, what if he gives us something really good? Alright, in any case, let's have a look at that ship designer again. New design. Gunship. If we equipped him, what sort of weapons do we have that don't require resources? So 4 kinetic, 2 beam. The prototype beam requires Illyrium. The prototype antimatter missile requires antimatter. And the Durantium requires Durantium, which we do have. I think I really need to know what sort of army composition Massive Effects has. It is our turn again. But until I have a stronger army, I don't think I want to push forward. Shipyard's idle. We may as well go and build out someone who has some decent damage. So the tide here, it's not bad. Alright, let's build out one tide. And then we've got our idle ship. Let's see. Immediate scouting. I think that is what we need to do. Alright, let's get moving. Oh, I really like that movement. Rainman69, welcome to the stream. Mass Effect's power is continuing to grow. We should probably build out some units. I just don't know. Okay, so we'll grab hyperdrive specialization, and then we'll switch back over to military techs. Let's have a look at the tech tree. Over in warfare. Maybe if we just get really strong weapons, even if he has the appropriate counter, it'll still do what we need it to. Alright. Let's try to go for this. Yeah, we'll embrace the Durantium requirements since we do have a fair amount of Durantium. And then we'll try to go and push on massive effects. I'm not sure how much I should be worried about this power score. But it's not good. Okay, so faction power. Economic power, military power, population. Mass Effects hasn't been building out any population. Influence, Mass Effects is ahead on that. Total production, at least we're leading on something there. Manufacturing is jumping all over the place, and research is also jumping all over the place. I think I'm playing around with this spending slider a lot more than Mass Effects is. So let's scale back on that slightly. I think that'll be okay. Ship details, we're slowly healing up. I think that's fine. 2 turns left on hyperdrive specialization for the extra movement, which I think will be pretty important for repositioning all of our fleets. Meanwhile, the last should be working on a shipyard. I guess because I decreased planetary construction, the construction time on that is a lot longer. Massive Effects is saying to build new population, it would take him 18 turns. And so that's why he's not growing his population. We've been growing our population steadily, but it hasn't really been working in our favor, as far as I could tell. Let's have that guy meet up there. Another idle ship. What's this guy all about? Oh yeah, this is our scout ship. Alright, so we don't want to get too close to the pirates. We do want to check out fleet movements, though.